Hello, hello, everybody. Come on in, come on in. All right, I've lost you, so I'm going to try to get you all back. Hello, everybody. So I'm trying to find my way back. I actually just lost you, but come on in, everybody. I hope you all are well and taking care of yourselves. There we go. I'm back. Hey, everybody. Come on in, come on in. All right. Hey, Keith, how are you? Hey, Sim St. Martin, the official. How you doing? Hello, Stephanie. Hey, from Warren's channel. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Siobhan. Hey, Kabbalah. Come on in. Everybody, come on in. Hope you all are staying safe and well. Hey, Simba. How are you? Come on in. Come on in. We have a really, really cool lesson for you all today. Hello, Yosia from Uganda. Wow. Come on in. The keyboard sounds weird. Okay, let me see if I can't fix that. Give me 1 second. Thanks for letting me know. See if we can. All right. Testing, testing. How's that, Keith? Is that better? Okay, cool. Thank you. Hola, Lino. All right, I'll give everybody a couple more seconds and then we're going to get started. We have a really, really cool lesson for you today. I'm sorry, my microphone is acting up. Hopefully it won't anymore. Okay, let's keep all right, come on. Uh-oh. I'm going to work these kinks out. 1 second. Oh, wow. All right, let's see. Hey, TBM from Brazil. Testing. Okay, Lino. De ¿Qué parte de España eres? Okay, cool deal. Well, let's get started. Thank you all so much for checking out this video. If this is your first time, my name is Corey Taylor from SkilledMusician.com, where we are helping musicians improve. So I'm excited to have you in today's live stream. And today's topic is one that was sent in by one of our, somebody part of our community. They sent me an email and asked, I think his name is Ali Nika, Ali Reza Nika. And so asked, hey Corey, how can I jazz up kind of my playing? And so what I want to do is give 6 ways to jazz up your playing, so to speak, to sound more jazzy. Okay? And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take, and just so you know, I'm going to teach your lesson first, and then at the end I'll go through and respond to comments and your questions and these things. So make sure you give me some detailed questions so I know exactly what you're referencing, so I can come back and answer it later. All right, so we're going to start with the sample progression, and we're going to do it in the key of C minor or E flat major, depending on your point of view. But it's going to just be a 4-chord progression, and I'm going to use this progression to illustrate how we are going to jazz up our playing. So here we go. So 4-chord progression, just C minor first. And let me get my writing stuff out so maybe I can write on the screen so you can see it. All right, so we have C minor and then A flat major, excuse me, then E flat major, and then B flat major. All right, and I'll write that on the screen so everyone can see it. So C minor, A flat major, E flat major, and then B flat. All right. Okay, so cool. So C minor, A flat major, E flat, and then B flat. Got it? It sounds like a song, like that's a common progression in a lot of different styles of music. CCM, that's contemporary Christian music. You even hear that in gospel music. Country, that's a popular chord progression, pop music. So, all right, so let's talk about how to jazz up our playing. So the first thing I want to talk about is, you hear me talk about this all the time, adding colors. And what I mean by colors is just extensions. So let me just write that down here. I like to think of them as colors, but you know, technically they're extensions. Okay. So let's do just a quick little theory lesson on. We're going to talk about maybe 1 or 2, 3 extensions we can add. So a harmony, we generally build our harmony, our chords, in thirds. It's called tertiary harmony. So let's forget our example song for a moment and just look at C major. We build in thirds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's a C major chord. Here's a C major 7. And then we can add extensions. All right. So we can add if we keep counting up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. So we have the 7 and 9. If we keep going, we have the 11. Now on major chords, the 11 kind of conflicts, so we generally like to sharp the 11 and make it this. 12, 13, and then my 13, which is the A. So outside of just your regular C major triad, now I know some of you all, you kind of play with just the regular triad, but we can add other notes to extend the chord, or add colors, and so we have a whole other set of notes that we can add to the chord to give it different colors and flavors. Okay, and that holds true for every chord type. So let's go back to our song now. Our song starts with C minor, and then A flat major, and then E flat major, and then B flat major. So for the C minor, let's start with adding the 7. So for C minor, the 7 will be B flat. So we start there. You hear? Here it gives it, or put it on top. All right. For the A flat major, let's add the 7. So the 7 will be G. So let's try it. C minor 7, A flat major 7. Here's E flat major 7. Oh. All right. And I'll slide out a key just to make the example and just do B flat major 7. C minor 7. A flat major 7. E flat. B flat major 7. That's not even in the key. Alright, so just adding one note, all of a sudden our progression went from really this kind of way to all of a sudden it got. Alright. Let's add 2. Let's add the 7 and the 9. So for C minor, there's a 7, which is B flat, and the 9 is D. Okay? Alright, for A flat major, A flat, we add the major 7 and the 9. And how am I getting this? Going up the scale, so A flat, so 1, 2, 3. So we have, remember we build in thirds, so root, third, fifth, then 7th, and then 9. Okay? So we're going to do 7 and 9s in all the chords. All right, so this would sound interesting. Let's see what happens. So that's my C minor 9. And notice I have the C, the root of the chord in my left hand, and then I have the rest of the notes. So I'm putting the root down here. Here's my C minor 9. Here's my A flat. Oh, let's do it like this. There it is, A flat major 9. See it? So I have the root in my left hand down here, and then the rest of the chord. Alright. Now here's my E flat major 9. And then our B flat major 9. That's not part of the key, but it sounds great. C minor 9, A flat major 9, E flat major 9. Sorry, there it is, E flat major 9, and then B flat. Woo. Woo. And all of a sudden, we've taken what was kind of a really simple, bland progression, right? And all of a sudden, taking it somewhere completely different, right? Can you hear that? Just one idea. Now I'm going to move quickly, so we're not here all night because we could stay here about 2-3 hours. But I'm going to move quickly because I have 6 that I want to share with you all. All right. So adding colors and extensions is the first way to kind of change your sound and make it a little jazzier. Okay. All right. Here's the second way. Now this one might be a little more advanced for some of you all, but I think you all can grasp the concept. So let's see. The second one is something interesting. Change the chord quality. Okay. So what do I mean by this? Change the chord quality. Well, if the chord is, let's see, major, maybe try making it minor. If it's minor, try making it sus or dominant. If it's major, try making it a dominant. So we're taking one chord and moving it from one chord category to another. So let me just show you an example. So let's go back to our original example. So C minor, and then A flat major, then E flat major, then B flat major. All right. Now on this C minor, I'm going to make it C13 sus. So if you're not familiar with sus chord, that means suspended. So that means the third is suspended. So here's a suspended resolve. So suspended, and I have the 13. Now the presence, when I say C13 sus, it means that the 7th, 9th, and 11th are included. So here's a 7th, 9th, 11th, 13. So there we go. So now instead of C minor, I'm gonna make it a C13 sus. All right, hear that sound? Okay, cool. Now watch this. Now the A flat major, I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna make it A flat minor. I even make it a minor 6. So instead of major, I'm gonna make it a minor 6. So minor with a 6. You see A flat minor and 6. And then I'll keep the E flat major the same. Oh no, I'll keep it the same for now. And then the B flat, instead of just regular B flat, I'll make it a B flat with some alterations. So I have a dominant chord, it'll be a B flat dominant. And maybe I'll add a flat 9. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm gonna play the progression one time normally, and then I'm gonna play it with these different chord qualities. So I'm changing the actual quality of the chords. Here it is: C minor, A flat major, E flat major, B flat major. Now here I'm gonna change the quality of the chord. C13 sus. I'm gonna go to A flat minor 6, B flat. Here it is, B flat, 7 flat 9. Maybe I add a flat 9 in there, so B flat, flat 9, flat 5 in there. Let's try that. C13 sus. A flat minor 6, add the 11 in there. E flat major. Let's go to B flat 7, flat 9, flat 5. Alright, so do you see, I took what was normally just a simple triads, and I changed the quality. I made one a sus chord, I made one a minor chord when it was a major. I made one a dominant when it was major. And when we change the quality, we give it a different sense. Alright, so let me know in the chat if this is making sense to you. So definitely let me know. And if I need to spend a little more time on a different concept or one of the concepts, I can. Alright? If not, I'm going to keep going. Alright. So that's a fun one. And so I would encourage you just to experiment. Just have fun and experiment trying different chord qualities, right? And you'll discover so much. So let's do this. Technique number 3. Alternate chord voicings. All right. So oftentimes we get in the habit of just playing the same voicing, just regular right, the same voicing over and over and over again. And for some of you all, you might have seen the drop 2 video I did with Warren, collaboration I did with Warren, where I gave a different kind of voicing type, a drop 2 voicing type. But let's do another one. Let's do something completely different. Let's do quartal voicings. Quartal, meaning in fourths. So, so built on quartal harmony. So instead of playing regular C minor like this or C minor 7 like this, built in thirds, I'm gonna go built in fourths. So my C minor is gonna be this. Do you hear that sound? It's a completely different sound. Tell you what, my A flat's gonna be the same thing. Watch this, my E flat's gonna be the same thing. And then I'll do a so what voicing on the B flat. Alright. And a so what is 4/4, like a 4/4/4, and then a third on the top of major third. Right? So literally I only change one note the whole time. It's just interesting. So alright, so do you hear how all of a sudden it makes the playing sound completely different than the... Alright, so where we were, so adding this quartal harmony. So building our chords and fourths. And so let me just take a moment. So some of you all, I know you're curious, like, how do I form these? Like, I did a whole 12-week course called Chords Galore, where we talked about how to form all these different types of chords and more beyond your wildest dreams. And so that course is on the website. So I definitely encourage you to check that out because that course is phenomenal. It's many, many hours, lots of resources, multiple voicing systems. I've lost track of how many voicing systems we covered in that course. So if you're trying to supercharge your chords, the Chords Galore class would be the one for you. And that's on our website, skillmusician.com. So definitely check that out. Okay, so the next topic, and I know I'm moving quickly. If you have any questions, please write them in the chat. Here's the next one. Add passing chords. So add passing chords. And I want to focus on one particular one. This is probably the most common. It's called the secondary dominant. Let me write that on the screen so you can see it. So secondary dominant. Secondary, oh my handwriting is terrible. Secondary dominant. There it is. So simply what that means is you find the 5 of whatever chord you're going to and play that. So if I'm going to C minor, and I'm not thinking about the key I'm in. I know I'm in C minor or E flat major, depending on how you see it. But the first chord is C minor. So I'm thinking, what's the 5 of C minor? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is G. So I'm going to play a G7 chord. So this G7 takes me to C minor. Right? You see that? Okay. What's the next chord? Next chord is A flat major. And what's the 5 of A flat? 1, 2, 3. E flat. So I'm going to play E flat 7 to take me to the A flat. So I'm going to precede the A flat by this E flat 7. These are what you call passing chords. Chords we inject into the song to help give it motion. Alright, the next chord is E flat. What's the 5 of E flat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B flat. So I'm going to add a B flat 7. The next chord is B flat. So what's the 5 of B flat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 of B flat is F. So I'm going to add an F7 before B flat. Okay? Again, and I know I'm moving quickly. And if you have questions, definitely let me know in the chat. All right, so I'm going to write this out so you can see it. So I have C minor. The dash means minor for those that don't know. And a triangle, if you see a triangle, that means major. All right, so we have C minor, A flat major, and then, what do we have? E flat major, and then B flat major. Okay, now we're going to add some passing chords. So before the C minor, we're going to add the G7. Before the A flat major, we're going to add its 5, the E flat 7. Before the E flat 7, we're going to add its 5, which is B flat 7. And before the B flat, we're going to add F7. So now our 4-chord progression has gone from 4 chords to 8 all of a sudden. So here's our progression: C minor, A flat major, E flat major, B flat major. Here, now I'm going to precede everything. So now I'm going to precede everything by, you add these passing chords in. So here we go. So I'll do it again. So I'm going to do it one time normal, and then I'm going to start adding the passing chords. And you tell me what you think. Tell me if you like it or don't. C minor, A flat major, E flat, B flat. Here it is, G7. So you see, we've taken this normal 4-chord progression and turned it into an 8-chord progression. Pretty interesting. All right. So let's keep moving. I'm moving really quickly. All right. The next technique I want to talk about is chord substitutions. Chord substitutions. Okay. So, chord substitutions. And I'm going to focus on okay. Here's what I'll do on the chord substitutions. Our normal progression goes C minor, A flat, E flat, and B flat. But what I'm going to do is, instead of playing A flat, I'm going to go through and play F minor. Instead of playing E flat, I think I'll play G minor. Instead of playing B flat, I'll try D minor. So I'm going to substitute one chord for another. And I don't have time to go into all the different substitutions and ideas. This is one kind of substitution, very common. And so I'm going to play it normally first, and then I'm going to try it with substitution and see how it sounds. All right, so here we go. Here's C minor, A flat major, E flat, and B flat. Now here's my substitutions. Now here we go. C minor. I'm going to go to F minor, G minor, D minor, C, A flat. I'm going back to normal. I'm going to go back and forth. E flat. Now I'm going to do my substitution. So C minor. I go to F minor. G minor. D. All right, so do you see how just doing some simple chord substitutions um, really can change your sound from simple to really jazzy and just one substitution idea. So play around with that, okay? And then the last thing I want to talk about is melodic embellishments. All right. All right. And I'll just jump to the chase and give you my secret. Chord tones and melody. Those are the two secrets. Um, so let's do our progression now. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding little melodic embellishments. Now, first off, I'm going to create a melody. This song, I'm just playing the chords. There's not really a melody present. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to create a melody. And how will I do it? Well, I will start with chord tones. So the first chord is C minor. So C, E flat, and G makes up the first chord. And if I make it minor 7, then I have B flat in there. So I'm going to try to play something. You don't have to, but one option is to play something that has these chord tones in it. So I'll start and just start with that. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. I'm just playing chord tones. Just adding a little motion, passing tones, neighbor tones. I'm just thinking chord tones. Now, I started having fun there. But even then, I was still thinking chord tones, but I was thinking this chord, C minor. So we have C minor, 7, 9, 11. So I said, let me pick some of those notes, these other notes up here that I haven't tried yet. So, right? So, all right, and so what I'm doing is creating just a melodic line to add some melodic embellishments, and this all of a sudden takes a simple progression like this and elevates it to something else. So watch. All right, and so you can really just make a simple chord progression, just transform it. So that's 6 ways you can transform your playing really quickly from something simple to something that sounds jazzier, really, really quickly. Okay, all right. So let's go through the questions and see what you want to ask. All right. Let's see. Brian says it's about time I tuned into one of these. All right, thanks, Brian, coming on. Bonjour. Oh, Joshua. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Stephanie, making sense. I play first, second version mainly. Okay. Um, Jono says I needed this. Okay, cool deal. Symbol, very flavorful demonstration. Thanks, Leonard. Cool. Keyboard man says, "What was that last thing you did?" I'm not sure. You got to be specific. Um, Stephanie says, "Not for the beginner, but I followed along with no problem." Cool deal. I'm glad you're able to follow. Simba says, "Please explain the logic of the E flat to G minor substitution." Simply, if we look at an E flat major 7 chords, so watch this. Now, if I took off the E flat, what do you have there? A G minor, right? And so, because they share so many chord tones, E flat major, G flat minor, because they share so much, you can substitute one for the other. Simba says, "You're feeling the melody, brother. I feel it too. Beautiful." Ah, thanks. Leonard says, "Wow." All right. Stephanie says, "Beautiful melodic embellishments." Specifically, is that a song? No, I just made that up on the spot. I mean, I can do it again and make up something else. Let's just try it again. And this time, I won't start. I'll start with the 9. Cause that's not a normal chord tone. One of our C, E flat, G. That's the 9. So 7, 9. So let's see what happens. So 1, 2, 3, and. Back to the 9. It has a sound. And I'm just. So what you might, so some of you might be saying, "Corey, how are you playing that? What are you doing?" Well, now I'm just listening to it and just kind of responding to it. So I'm hearing, and that feels like it wants to rise to. So I'm just going. Let's do it again. Keep going. So I'm kind of hearing the melody in my head as I start playing, and so I'm just hearing melodic ideas and just trying them. Okay, so let's do something. Let me just try to go through it. Oh, sorry about that. And let me just play through it a few times and see if I can't add all of the ideas. All right, and see what happens. So I'm going to play it normally first, just simple, and then I'm going to start adding ideas, and we'll see what happens. See how it sounds. So here it is. C, A flat major, E flat major, B flat major. So I'm going to start adding colors, extensions. Change the quality of some. A flat major, then A flat minor. Did you see that? Some add some chord voicings. Add secondary dominance. Chord substitutions. Now I'm adding melody. Oh, sorry. Does that make sense? All right, so let's see. Ian says, is secondary 5 chords? Yeah, so secondary dominance means the 5 of whatever chord you're going to. Yes. So Garrett says, can we extend chords and use inversions on them as well to jazz up the progression? Yeah, for sure. You can extend chords, do all of that. Yes, for sure. Invert them, all of that. Ernie says tritones. I'm not sure what you mean, so tell me more, Ernie. Stephanie says 1 5 2 7 4 chord progression in C minor. Somebody says, I think I'll be checking out the website. Thanks again for your time. All right, thank you. Somebody says right hand run. Try it. No, I was doing the C major. I'm sorry. So I was looking at this C minor 9. So I was just doing that, starting on the 9. Then when I got to the top, I just here. Does it make sense? All right. So Robert Johnson says, "Here I am to worship." I think that's an E, but I guess we can stay in this E flat, or I can go to E. Or were you saying that's the melody I'm playing? Stephanie says 1 5 2 7 4 chord progression in C minor. Okay, so in C minor. Okay, I'll try that, Stephanie. So here's C minor. Oh, I got you. Oh, okay, I got what you're saying, Robert. Cool. So C minor 5 would be G minor. 2. Did you mean in C minor, Stephanie? 2. 7 would be B flat. So, or did you mean an E flat major? Because I think you mean an E flat major. So respond back to me. All right, y'all, give me some more questions. What other questions do you have? Or did that all make sense? Okay, so Stephanie says she meant an E flat. All right, so let's try it. So is your C minor then the 1 or the 6? So Ernie says, can you do that progression and sub with as much tritones as possible? Okay. So there's substitution. Instead of G, we're going to do D flat. Instead of E flat, we're going to go A to A flat. Alright. Instead of B flat, we're going to go E. And instead of F, we're going to do B. Instead of G, we're going to do B. Alright, there you go. Those are tritone songs. Okay. Alright, so Stephanie says an E flat. So E flat to B flat. To F minor. 7. To 4. Yeah, cool sound. Could you briefly show us fourths again? Sure, Ian. So all I'm doing is building on fourths. Now I could start on C. So I'm going 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a C natural minor. Now if I went up another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be A flat. That's kind of a weird sound. But I know I can go down a 4 for here and add a G on the bottom. So on a C minor chord, I can start on, watch this, I can start on the 5th and play this. So that was the chord I was using. And it just so happens that this same chord works over A flat as well, and E flat. It's just 4ths. And then over the B flat, that E flat makes it a sus, so I'm going to resolve the E flat down to D. And this chord is what's called a so what chord. So you have a 4th here, 4th, 4th, and then a major 3rd, excuse me. You see that? Instead of 4th, a 3rd. So 1, 2, 3. So. Okay, so let's see. So let's see. Robert John says, why do those same chords work for A flat? So watch. Here are the notes. So for A flat, the G is going to be the major 7, right? The C is going to be the 3rd. The F will be the 13. The B flat will be the 9. And the E flat will be the 5th. So we'll end up having the root in the bass, 3rd here, 5th, and then we have some extra notes, major 7, 9, and 13. All right. Jazzy, give me an example of. Give me a hymn you want. All right. See, Rashad says, can you do more examples of using extensions? Yeah. So, if you're used to playing triads, then I want to add extensions. So I want to extend the chord and add the 7th, 9th, 11th, maybe even. So I'll stop there. Right. Now, let's do something just, let's like invert the chord down. So I'm going to take this 9 and put it down here. So I get this kind of voicing with the C. And let me take the C and put it down here. You see that? So that's a C minor 9. Let's invert it down again. So it looks like that. That's a common chord, you see. Alright. Now I can do some kind of weird stuff like, let's do the 5th, 9th, 13th. So root 3rd, and I'm going to add the 5th on top. So here's the interesting one. I don't have the 7th, I have the 6th. So that's an idea. So Jazzy says, can you do Amazing Grace? Okay, so let's try to walk Amazing Grace through this same idea. Let's see. Let me. What key would you like it, Jazzy? Would you like it in the same key? That's now I'm thinking secondary dominant there. Adding some extensions to hear those. More extensions here. Secondary dominant. I'm gonna go quarto. See that? What's in there? It is. More extensions. Some more extensions. All right. Here's the secondary dominant. Secondary dominant again. Secondary dominant. Some extensions. I'm gonna change the chord quality. Little melodic embellishment. Alright, there you go, Jazzy. Okay, what other questions do we have? What other questions? So let's see. Stephanie says, love this lesson, learning a lot. I play in 12 keys every day. What would you say is the most played jazz key? It would be between F and B flat. Jazz key is most popular. F, B flat, then E flat, then G maybe, then C. Is there a jazz scale like there is a blues scale? That's an interesting question. That's actually a funny question. That's pretty cool. There's not a jazz scale per se. There's a bebop scale. There's a couple bebop scales. So I can show you that one, Stephanie. Let's see. Let's take C major. So. And so, what you want to do is add a half step between the 5th and 6th. So we're going to add this A flat in there. So watch this. So what it does is makes it an 8-note scale, so it's even. So I'll do it again. See how I say it's even, so it's on the beat. So just adding one note right there. All right, so let's see. I think I might have missed a question or two. Christina says, does major and melodic and harmonic playing go together? All right, Christina, I don't know what you mean when you say does major playing. What is major playing? You said does major, melodic, and harmonic playing go together? I'm not sure what you mean. Tell me some more. All right, so Ernie says, if you had to play one melodic minor over a 1-6-2-5, what would it be? Let's think. That's an interesting question. I would generally play 2 of them. I think if I just had to play one, that's a tough one. I don't know. I'd have to play 2, and it would be so if I'm in the key of C major, for instance, then it would be the melodic minor built off D, the 2nd degree, and the melodic minor built off the 6th degree. So Yeah. So either the one built off the sixth scale degree or the second. That'll be the one I use. Okay. Um, when you add melodic embellishments, are you using major or pentatonic? Both. Sometimes I'm thinking pentatonic line. Sometimes I'm thinking just staying to the key. But always I'm thinking melodically. Meaning I'm thinking when I say melodically, I'm thinking about something that sings. Like if I was a singer. Um, so I'm singing, like, and the way I got to being able to do this fluently is I would sing or hum. I'm not a singer, but I would hum while I play. Just hum a line, So like, so you see, I'm definitely using pentatonic. I'm definitely using the scale, and I might use other things, but overarching all of that is I'm thinking melodically really, really hard. I'm trying to play something that um, sings as if I'm a singer. So that's the secret sauce. Okay. Christina says, like when you're playing outside the key that you're in. Um, mm, so, Christina, when I'm playing, I have the chords of the key. So, when I go outside, that's the technique we call secondary dominance, where I'm thinking, okay, give me the five of the chord I'm going to. So I'm momentarily thinking of the chord that I'm going to as one, and give me the five of that. So I'm going to C, for instance. The first chord is C. So I could play a G7, and when I say five, I mean the dominant chord. So G7 to take me to C, right? The next chord is A flat. Well, what is the five of A flat? It's E flat. So I'm thinking those when I'm playing outside of the key, and I'm thinking melodic all the time. So you hear me playing these lines up top. I'm always thinking about melody. So yeah, that's so it's harmony going, melody going all at the same time. Uh, Stephanie says, "What are you doing? What are you doing with the left hand?" That's a great question. I'm doing several things with my left hand. Um, uh, I'm doing so a lot of times you'll see me come down and kind of give like a low note or just in like an octaves or fifths. So I give the root down there, and then I come up and play a chord. So especially if my right hand is playing a line, but if my right hand's doing something, then I'm playing the rest of the chord in my left hand. So instead of going like this, instead of playing like this, I'm doing it all with one hand. So you see, so my left hand is doing like bass and chord, kind of like a slow stride kind of deal. Uh, Joel says, "Could you please help us play jazz solo in the scale of C?" I'm not sure what that is. I don't know the song jazz solo. What do you mean? All right, Rashad says, "Can you play What a Friend We Have in Jesus?" Kind of a practice song. All right. So you got to make sure you know the melody. Mm, what key? Let's do F. Yeah. Yeah. All right, there you go. That was, I want to mix up some stuff. All right, let's see. Robert Johnson, what about the secondary dominant of secondary dominant? For sure, that's kind of like a back cycling thing. So definitely you can do that. So what he's saying is, let's say for instance our first chord is C minor, right? So we know the secondary dominant would be G7. But what's the secondary dominant of G7, which is D7? All right. So thanks, Stephanie. Thanks for coming on. All right. So let's see. I'll play it one time and see if I can't fit both of those chords in there. Here it is. So D7, G7. See? So secondary dominant of a secondary dominant. Exactly. Ernie says, do you use sixth diminished style playing? Yes, I'm a big fan of Barry Harris, who kind of made that famous and kind of inventor of that, I think. I spent many months studying Barry Harris, and him and Keith Jarrett are the biggest influence on my playing outside of church. Okay, let's see. Piano inspiration. Could you please give some tips on how to practice piano, practice playing walking bass? So I would say start with the chord tones. So let's see. Even in that same progression we're doing, C minor, A flat major, E flat major, B flat. I would just practice chord tones. So and then. So just practice chord tones first. Right? Until you know these chord tones down. Like cold, you know them cold. And then the thing you want to do is, instead of just playing chord tones, you want to walk the bass, which is like boom, doo, doo, doo. So the way you walk the bass is you want the chord tones to land on your strong beats. So your strong beats are 1 and 3. Okay. So as long as my chord tones, in this case C, E flat, or G, land on 1 and 3, I'm cool. And it actually, truthfully, it doesn't even matter which one which one is first, but let's let me show what I mean. So here's beat 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So you notice I made make sure the one the C and the E flat were on the down beats. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so watch this. 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, so let's see. So I hope that helps piano inspiration. All right, so Jason Flores says, what is the difference between gospel and jazz? Well, there are a number of differences um, in origin. Um, so gospel, kind of the origin of gospel was the kind of the slave song, the Negro spiritual mixed with blues. Um, Thomas Dorsey helped create that sound. Um, Jazz is a mixture of classical music with ragtime, um, uh, um, throwing the blues in there, throwing rhythmic variations from Africa. It's kind of a lot of stuff thrown in there that makes jazz what it is. And then also the purpose. Gospel music is used for religious purposes, whereas jazz is for entertainment. Okay, all right. So, okay, now for the moment you've all been waiting for. So we ran the 2020 challenge, and several of you all submitted your entries, and I listened to them, and some of you did some really, really, really cool things. I really enjoyed uh, listening to them, but there could only be one winner. Now, let me tell you what the prize was, because this was the first time I ran a competition and didn't tell you what the prize was. So on our website, we have these premium courses. And I mentioned about them earlier in today's live streams, these premium courses. And so that is the prize. The winner gets to choose one of those premium courses and gets to have it for free. All right. And so without further ado, the winner of the 2020 challenge is Evangeline Nobles. She and I was going to play it for you all, her entry, because it was phenomenal, but she kept it unlisted, so I didn't want to put her out there like that. So Evangeline, I'll be emailing you your the information on how to access your prize. All right. Well, listen. I think I'm going to end here. But let me just say thank you all so much for coming on, and you all make sure y'all stay safe. There's this coronavirus that's been classified as a pandemic. So you stay safe, keep yourself safe. Make sure you do the necessary safety precautions. Because I want to see you all do well and be well. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, I don't see any more. Well, until the next time, be blessed and happy practicing.